All right, welcome to Coach David Live. I am in, Prescott, Arizona. It is Monday, July 12th, and it's 72 degrees, and I'm at the Residence Inn here in Prescott, Arizona. So what's interesting is I'm just going to kind of walk around the place, I guess. What's interesting is we started off in Lake Havasu at the highest temp in my car was 117 degrees. 117. So we get here in Prescott, going through Chino Valley, and then the sky unloaded on us. The sky basically fell. Sheets of rain, crazy rain, and then it hailed. And I got a brand new car, so I was like all nervous. I mean, it was coming down like crazy in Prescott. And the temperature dropped to about 57 degrees in, 10 minutes. 57 degrees. So from 117 to 57 degrees, we had over a 50 degree drop in a 3-hour drive. That's crazy, right? So 50 degree drop in a 3-hour drive. And then after the storm, the temperature starts creeping up, I think it just got to about 81 after. So that was pretty good. That's comfortable. Right now it's 72. And it's beautiful, man. Here's what I like. That's their attempt at, looks like a pickleball court. At least it's something, right? Okay, let's see. I'm going to have all these little alerts that come on my phone. I don't think you guys see them, though. It's all because the market's open on Monday. So I get all these alerts on my positions. So let's talk about, if somebody has something to say, just type it in. Let's see, it's got the sun in your face there. So I'm thinking about talking about competitive play versus rec play. Mark Renison from Third Shot Sports wrote an article that Dean Mystery, put it on Facebook, and or Wendy Steiner also put it on Facebook. These are local players. So I read it, and he's different on how to rate people. He's like, if you can hit the shot consistently, you're a certain type of player instead of the 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. So all I can really talk about is what we do at our courts. Originally, we only had 4 courts. Let's see if this is... I don't want to interrupt this guy. All right, originally we only had 4 courts at our Dick Sant Park, it's called, in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And people would just stack paddles. Everybody would show up at basically the same time. And then the next 4 paddles, once a court cleared, the next 4 paddles would go. So people would kind of group up into their own competitive level. If you're a single player, though, you can usually find a hole. There might be 3 players. So it always, of course, it started out in Havasu that everybody played with everybody originally. And then slowly it progressed. People started realizing, this person's kind of a beginner. He can't really even get the ball back over the net, which is great. You want beginners, but it's no fun for a more skilled player. For one, the skilled player doesn't get hit the ball. And 2, it's just not as fun. You want to be able to play at a same skill level or pretty close to it because the competition's just better. You don't want a 3-0 versus a 5-0, and the 5-0 is trying to get ready for a competition or a tournament, and they got to play hard, and 3-0 is just not going to have any fun. And sometimes the 3-0s don't want to play with total beginners because it's no fun. So it's nice to have a beginner group that's learning the game, that plays with other beginners, and then nobody feels bad about it. Does anybody put butter in their coffee? I put butter in my coffee. It's good. So as it evolved, as Lake Havasu Pickleball evolved and people got better, you kind of navigate to your own skill set to people that play around your level because it just makes it fun. So people will start grouping up because if you go 4 on 4 off, you kind of stay with the same group just because you know it's going to be consistent play. You might have one team 1-1 and then you play the best 2 out of 3 for that group, the same players, and then you switch. You might switch players within that group and play another 2 out of 3. So it's just more simple to stick with your own group. Now but sometimes the singles or people that just show up to the courts are kind of out of luck because people are all grouped up. You can't break into a game. And it just seems like that's how it went. That's how it was going. But with only 4 courts, you did what you did to kind of make sure if you have to wait 20 minutes, you want to make sure the game you got to play was as competitive and fun as possible. You didn't want to take a risk that some new player that showed up wasn't a good player and then the whole game would slow down and it wouldn't be any fun. But now we got 8 new courts. So now we have 12 courts with 4 more on the way at some point. So what happens now is, when the 8 courts opened, it started to get warm here, so the snowbirds were all leaving. I don't know if you know what a snowbird is. It's people that come from a cold climate to Arizona to stay for 3, 4, 5 months because it's beautiful weather in the winter. So what happened is people still started grouping up, and it was nearly impossible for somebody from the outside to come get a game. You got to go up to each individual court and ask if you can play, and that it was weird. It kind of, having that many courts kind of took away the camaraderie of Lake Havasu Pickleball, because we would sit on the side and wait for people to play, and people are saying, who's paddle, and people would go up and play. But by putting a group on each court, it was difficult for an individual to come play unless they prearranged. Me, except for one of the senior pros, I'm the highest rated player in Lake Havasu Pickleball. And then so when somebody would get a call or an inquiry on, hey, who's the high rated players, the 4-5-5s, I would get their name, and usually a lot of times I would know the person or could find out if they were good. So then I'd invite them into our group, because we always group up. I always take usually the best 4 to 6 players that's in Lake Havasu at any one time is in my group. And I just say my group because I'm the one that kind of ran the texts and kind of organized everybody. Hey, can you play at this time? Can you play at this time? So it's not necessarily my group. I just did the texts. I just put the groups together. And then we would play competitive, because most of us were all tournament players and we're always prepping for a tournament somewhere. So we like to play super competitive, and we like to hit the soft game. We like to do dinks. We'll do lobs every now and again. But if you get people that only just slam the ball, it's no fun. For one, that they're easy to beat with dinks. So those people, they don't get invited back really to that group, because it's not how the tournament scene is. The tournament scene is people are dropping and you're dinking. Unless you can roll somebody over with the hard game, you have to have that soft game. Okay, we're at 9 minutes. How do you guys group up? Do you guys group up the same? Do you set your own group? And in the end, you had to have your own group to get the good play. So you would set up your foursome, kind of like golf, you'd set up your foursome and then you'd go play. And then there was always a court, it seemed, that would rotate in all the kind of single players and let them come play. So that was nice. We didn't do it because we were, unless they were a high-level tournament player, but I'm always on the lookout for the next good player. I'm always watching who's playing. And then when I see a good player, I usually invite them over. But also, they have to be able to play early at 6 a.m., always show up on time, never late. That's part of my criteria to play in our group. Is that good or bad? I don't know. That's just how it is. That's just how we do it. You know, you don't want to set a game up for 6 a.m. and somebody's coming in at 6:15. You know. Let's see. Tommy Smith. We have 4 challenge courts where if you win, you stay, and we have 4 courts where you're guaranteed 2 games, win or lose. That's a good idea. That's a good idea also. Anybody else have anything? I'll wait for a little bit and then I'm gonna end it. Seemed like people liked yesterday's live stream. And once I start recording games, I'm gonna start posting games again, but this is what I got for now. And it is kind of fun, even though it's hard because my brain just goes off and, you know, like, oh, shiny, butterfly. You know, it'll just go off on something. Okay, so I appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and then hit that bell notification. Let's see, JB Nimble. Sorry to change the subject. What's your thoughts on the PBZ style paddle? Okay, so the PBZ paddle is the paddle you hold on the end, and I've played with the owner of that company for 4 years, basically, Tom Morrison, and I played a whole year with it, tournaments and everything, and I did okay with it. Me, it didn't quite fit my style of play. What I gained from it, I lost in other areas. So for me, it ended up not working. Even though I do bring it out, I still have one, and I bring it out every once in a while just because it's fun. And they also have a paddle called the Tracker, which has a canted handle. That I played with for 2 years. That paddle's awesome. The canted handle, once you learned how to do it. From my game, which is more of a ping pong style grip, is awesome. A lot of people like that PBZ paddle. I play against a guy, Hat Guy, okay? Hat Guy is in our group, and he has the PBZ, and he works it really well, really well. And I've played some guys in competitive tournaments that once you can play with that paddle, man, they hit shots that you don't see coming. Because it's not like you ever practice against that paddle. I do. So I could usually read what they're doing because Timo will put some wicked stuff on that he could just make people look foolish on the other side because they just don't see these misdirects coming off a paddle that you're holding on this end. So that's my thoughts on that paddle. I would definitely buy one and try it. You never know. And it's also a neutral grip, so you're not putting stress on your elbow. And then I also actually would hold it differently. I would grab it on the top and turn it into how I like to use the paddle. So maybe I didn't even use it properly, but it was fun. Okay, hit that bell notification also, and you'll know when I go live. You'll know when I post a video, usually every day at 7 a.m. I hope you like it. Have a good one. Boop. So the boop really doesn't work on when I'm doing my editing. I close the video right there. But here I have to come back and have to stop the video. So, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Thanks. Thanks for your commentary. You're welcome, JB Nimble. Keep watching.